Wake up.
Hello?
It's us, Devin and Kristi.
Yes, welcome to Wine and Divination.
I'm Devin.
I'm Kristi. And I really quickly, before we jump in, I want to say that we have official stickers. I'm showing Devin, and our guest has already seen them. Can
I put it on my cup?
Yes, put it on your cup.
Oh my God.
We have these like holographic stickers with our logo on them.
And I'm going to put it on this iridescent cup.
Yes, we have cups like, what is it? Like Love is Blind on Netflix. They have these cups where you like can't see them, what's in them, for continuity reasons.
That's cool.
So, yeah, and I'm very excited. I think they're weatherproof and stuff. I don't know if
they're
people...
really good quality, you guys. And
they are. And I don't know if people are interested, but let us know if you are. Maybe you can Venmo us and we can send you one or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm going to say $2 a sticker. How does that sound?
More shipping? Like, I don't know. Depending on where you are.
Yeah, okay. Well, they're really nice, you guys. Okay.
Yeah, they're really nice. I don't know if you could, like...
I'm going to take a photo and... Look at that. I'm going to take a photo and post it to our Instagram.
Yes.
Oh my God, cute.
They're very cool. I'm like very proud of our logo, actually. I did that. Okay. But today we have a very, very special guest. It's my childhood bestie. The one that I remember I mentioned in episode 1 when we talked about my career and how we did like,
witchcraft and foraging in the woods.
Yeah, we didn't like know what we were doing when we were like, it didn't work, or like,
right.
But we were like, oh, maybe let's pretend or something. Yeah, so we have Madison here. Welcome.
Hi.
Yay.
Welcome, Madison.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
First, because so Madison is visiting me from out of town, and so I already like showed her these stickers, and she's got one on her like water bottle back at my place. But what do you think?
I love them. They're beautiful. They're so shiny, and they're like perfect for a water bottle. I don't think it'll come off in the wash.
If you have a Nalgene, stick it on.
And also they're like kind of cool because like no one else would have one, and then you put it on your water bottle and they're so cute, and someone's gonna be like, what's that? And then you can be like, it's the new podcast that you should listen to, that I listen to, that I've already reviewed and subscribed to on whatever I listen to it on.
That's a manifestation if I ever heard one. And speaking of our own shit, go to Wine and Divination for all of our social medias. We're at wine.divination at Instagram, winexdivination on Twitter, and join our Discord and freaking add us if you want one of these stickers, because they're pretty cool, or like DM us or something. We'll see it.
It's our little coven corner over there on Discord, so come on over, join Kristi and I, and we'll just chat about everything witchy.
Yes. I also have one thing before we start. Actually, let's pick a wine first. I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so Madison, I'm gonna present this to you. This is what I bought. Wait. First of all, what's your sign?
Aries.
Aries. Is that what type of element?
Fire.
Is that? Fire. Damn it. Well, I brought a rare earth Pinot Noir. Hold on. What is that noise? Do you hear that?
Somebody's doing something outside.
It's called Rare Earth. It's a Pinot Noir from California, a 2020 wine, and it's made with organic grapes. See the shape of the bottle?
It is different than the one that I brought.
Yep.
Okay, so my option, which you kind of know because like we brought it from my place, so you've seen this. It's Bogle Family Vineyards, Essential Red.
It looks like a pirate ship map on it. Like
that's true. It's like a rustic, old, worn paper vibe to the label. It's an Essential Red 2019 California wine. As you know, I get my wine from La Costco. And they're all under $20. That's our kind of like little rule. So they're affordable wines. I just want to say, it says over 6 generations of farming and 3 generations of winemaking. We remain family owned and operated and focused on sustainability.
Well, mine is dedicated to organic farming that sustains wildlife and its habitats and promotes a healthier environment.
Oh my god.
Their organically grown Pinot Noir is fruit forward with flavors of raspberry, cherry, and a smooth vanilla oak finish. Wow.
Oh, but mine is not. It just says like essential red. It's just like a blend.
Well, I'm reading about that right now.
What does it say?
Petite Syrah, Terre, I don't know what that one is, and Cabernet Sauvignon. So
Oh, a cab. That's a cab in disguise, and I don't know if I like that.
I'm gonna have to go with the Bogle because I like Bogle wines.
Okay.
Oh, so you know about them.
I do.
Okay, what do you think while we open this? Like, what's your impression of them? Like, how is it like your favorite wine? Like, what's your
What's the
thoughts?
tea on it?
Well, my husband is a bit of a wine enthusiast, but like only bargain wines. So he's like, his great passion is like finding good bargain wines. And
Oh my gosh, he should send us some recommendations
Yeah,
for our like so that we can like.
oh, there's a spreadsheet.
Oh my gosh, send us the spreadsheet.
Okay. But in general, we like Bogle wines because they're pretty good price and pretty consistently good.
And it's a California wine. Like, I feel good about buying California. You know, I'm like
Buy
supporting-
local.
Whatever. We'll get into the rare earth before long.
Wait, I want to see this bottle because I feel like both were very. I don't know why it seemed like we were on a very sustainable vibe tonight. But also, I'm like, aren't all grapes organic for wine? Like, do they put stuff in there? I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, I think most people who grow things use pesticides sometimes.
I see.
Yeah,
Wow.
they can't have any critters eating all the grapes. The grape crop can't,
That's true.
can't
You
go.
won't have any grapes.
Did you ever read this story? Because, okay, are you a teacher of children?
I am.
Okay, then maybe you will know what I'm
Oh my
talking
gosh,
about.
you're psychic.
Yeah. No. I got picked up on my context clues. But there was this story that I read in grade school. And you know how, like, when you have reading classes, there's, like, a textbook and they have, like, excerpts, like, short stories in them and you read them along with whatever. I distinctly remember this one where there was a farmer in the middle of the desert and he had this oasis of grapes. And then this man came and shot his water reserves so the vineyard would die.
This is like the Grapes of Wrath.
I was going to say, is this? I've actually never read the Grapes of Wrath, so this could be the Grapes of Wrath.
He demanded water to go right off into the desert with. So the man filled his canteen, but he discovers too late he filled it with wine. And so the man died of thirst in the desert.
Wasn't Grapes of Wrath the one where, like, it was, like, a family and then, like, it ended with, like, somebody, like, sucking on their, like, recently having given birth daughter's, like, teat for milk or something?
Yes, literally. My husband and I were just talking about this, and I don't even know why,
I
but
hate
yes,
that.
that's the way it ends. It
I
ends with,
hate
like,
that.
the old man, like,
What is
drinking
this?
milk.
Wait, what?
That's what I think. I don't know if what you're talking about is Grapes of Wrath. Because I remember we, like, had to read that for school. I don't know if we were... No, it was maybe in
Yeah, I never had to read
separately
it.
in high school. I had to read it and I hated it. I just distinctly remember it like ended. It was like a tragic story where they like lost everything and then like it was like the Great Depression. There was nothing to be had, only milk from a teat
Ew.
of a family member. And I was like, ain't that some shit?
That is some shit.
Okay, we just poured the wine. Everyone cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for being on the show.
Yes, thank you for being here.
While we take our first sips, you want to like tell us about yourself and a little of what you're looking to get read, and like you know, give us the full tea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm Madison. I've known Kristi since we were tiny. Well, like 11, but
Yeah.
it's pretty small.
I mean, that's like I like think about it. I'm just like that's more than like half our. It's like superseded half of our lifetime, basically.
Over in Texas.
Yes.
Yes.
In the wilds of Texas.
Yes,
Cool.
the Great Plains
The,
of
gr-
Texas.
the Great Plains, and they were great. And so we've known each other forever, and I now am a 7th grade math and science teacher, and I don't know what else there is to say.
Madison is very, very smart. You have like your background is in like what neuroscience, right?
Yeah.
So like you know a lot of shit. You a sciencey bitch. Like, you get with it. You know a thing or two. You probably know way better math than me to teach it. I don't.
I
know
work
math
in the
anymore.
accounting department.
Math. There you
So
go.
I use numbers all the time.
You know a few things. You know some math.
But I do the basic adding.
the
subtracting.
spreadsheet does the work.
Yeah, I do some
Some drag.
dividing. I keep wanting to say divination. Is that correct word, actually?
You do divination. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do
No, it's not. What is it? Oh, I need to be schooled.
I actually can't remember right now, but there is like a word for that, and it's very like archaic. And whenever it's on worksheets, the kids are like, "What does this mean?" And I'm like, "Oh, I think it means divide," but I can't think of what it is right now.
In this classroom, it means divide.
Fucking times tables and shit. Mm-hmm. That's like, that kind of actually times tables are like, you have to look up your, excuse whatever that was if you could hear it, but you have to like look up, I think it's for your rising sign, you have to look up your exact time that you were like born, and that you have to look at a times table.
I was born at 12:01 a.m. Isn't that weird? So as soon as the new day hits, I was comingeth to the world.
You're like, hello.
Yeah.
You're like, hello, bitch. Hey, mom.
Hello, bitch. Ew. Oh, sorry, Mom.
Okay, this Bogle, I like it a lot.
I like it a lot, actually, too. It's very light.
Yeah, it was like, it's very, like, it has a taste and it's forward, but it's not like weirdly like watery or like muddy, like how some.
It has a little zing at the end.
Yeah, it's kind of like a juice, but like, you know, with a little extra.
Yeah.
It's called fruit forward.
Is that what it is? What it's called? Then it's definitely.
Is that why there's fruit flies everywhere?
It's fruit forward. I like that. We should incorporate. We don't know what we're talking about. I feel like what was it, like episode 1? We were like, oh, we should have like a. Oh no, it was like it's episode the one with Myra where we're like, oh, we should have like a sommelier come on the show.
We
and
should.
It's like, I mean, that would be cool because then we would learn a few things about wine, and then we would learn them a few things about themselves.
Bug hat.
Bug hat. Oh, I think I have the lids to these cups in my bag. Do we want to put lids on them?
Oh, okay.
A bug hat?
Yeah.
Bug hat.
A bug hat is a fancy cocktail, cheap plastic,
Okay, here we go.
cheap plastic fancy. You know what I'm talking about? Turned upside down.
Like a cocktail.
Cocktail cup.
Yeah. Okay. Before we dive into what the reading is going to be for Madison, I just want to really quickly talk about this book that I got. And it's not a book that I have fully read because you do not need to read it cover to cover. It's called The Book of Answers by Carol Bolt. And it is it's like a divining tool where you pretty much just like concentrate on your question and then flip to a page and it'll tell you the answer.
How do I open this?
Oh,
That's literally my question.
you make sure it's like unlocked and then you pop it up.
How do you unlock?
What is unlocked?
It's like you slide it.
What?
Oh,
Yeah. So if it's like
Slide
out,
it?
Yeah. And now it's unlocked and you open it. So it's like if you have it like closed and locked, it won't like, you can slosh it around and it won't like
Oh,
spill.
it's magnetized. Cool.
Yeah, it's cool. We have like they're like the Brewmate wine something, like Sipinator. They have some crazy names for their wine cups, but they're really nice. Fits the vibe. We slapped our sticker on it.
Yeah.
Check our Instagram for the picture. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
But back to this book, The Book of Answers. Anybody have like a question?
Yeah.
Okay, here, take the book.
Okay.
Concentrate.
I'm going to wake it up. Wake up, please. Sorry.
Okay, Carol Bolt.
Okay, I have a question. No, I'm too embarrassed to ask this because I think my boss might listen. But I want to know.
Make it vague.
Okay. Will I get a promotion?
That's not very vague.
Okay. It seems assured.
You're getting it.
Thanks, book.
Okay. Okay. What do I want to ask? Okay.
It's like
what does my future hold? I don't know. I think that's too vague. But let's just see what it says.
It's like a magic 8-ball of book.
It will affect how others see you.
What does that mean in relation to your question?
I don't know, but I mean, I know, but
Oh, okay. She knows.
we don't know. Do you have a question that you want to go for, Madison?
Will I ever get a hamster?
Oh, true.
Laugh about it.
Oh, damn.
no.
Live, laugh, love. No hamster.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, speaking of live, laugh, love, I keep seeing like, I don't know if it's like a Home Goods mistake or like a Halloween thing, but also it's like a TikTok joke. But I keep seeing TikTok jokes of like live, laugh, lobotomy. I'm like, I love that. Also, same.
DIY lobotomy over here.
My old.
Oh, is that
persona.
old now?
Yeah, I haven't been.
Oh, you're just
Lobotomy.
Kristi Lobotomy. Kristi
Lobotomy. That's my scene name. Actually, so I was a scene kid once, and
I was there.
Yeah, Madison was present and a witness to this, because Madison's sister and I were both like hardcore like scene kids.
I mean, we're talking like the hair.
Yeah, I literally had like a coon tail that I dyed. Like it wasn't like a clip in. I actually dyed it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I went to a place and they did it, and it was insane.
Sometimes Wraith did it for you.
Yeah, we would like touch up things. And then my name, I think I started with like something stupid like, because I was like, you know, we were like literally 12 to like 14, 15. And I was like, I think it started like aesthetic anatomy, whatever that is. And then it turned into like Kristi Von Todd, because it was like
I like anatomy aesthetic.
Wow. Go back in time and tell me that when I was like 11 or 12, 13, 13-year-old Kristi with big hair.
Aw, cute.
Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. But how's okay? We have another choice for Madison. So like, I'm gonna present a deck to you, and then Kristi's gonna present a deck to you, and you tell us which one you want to use that speaks to you most.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna choose. No one uses it because
it's cursed.
No, it's not.
It's the occult tarot. Maybe
what
people
does
are
occult
afraid.
mean?
I don't know.
It just means mysterious.
Actually, it
Look
mean.
Look at the sides.
I think like occult is like, I don't know, Latin or something for like secret.
Yeah.
It's all about the secrets of the universe.
So I have given the occult tarot by Travis McHenry.
It's got dark vibes.
That's what I'm saying. It's demonic and shit.
Can confirm.
Which is cool. It's very cool.
I need a fellow demonic bitch to be up in here and like choose them for me.
Coming soon.
Okay. Are you a demonic bitch? Please email us.
wine.divination@gmail.com. Okay, so I have presented my very usual and favorite Ussi's Pagan Otherworlds card, and I really like them.
I like this. It's like classic. It just feels like it's like kind of a vintage vibe. I like it.
Yeah. Actually, what was like cool is we went to Madison and I today. We did some sightseeing around Los Angeles. Ooh. And we did go to the Getty Museum, and we found there this really cool exhibit about like the Middle Ages and fantasy. Okay. So it was like all about like
fairies and stuff?
No, but yes and no. So it was like about, like knights and dragons and fairy tales, but like how they have been portrayed throughout time. Mm-hmm. So like going from like original texts that like where it was like, handwritten gold leaf pages, like the whole like Sleeping Beauty thing. And there was actually stuff from like Sleeping Beauty, which was like really cool. And
that is cool.
We actually saw this deck of cards on display as something that was like, fantastical and middle agey.
That's cool.
I was like shocked. I was like, I have those.
Yeah.
It's like this is like my favorite deck of cards.
The art designer just was like, oh fuck, I forgot the real vintage tarot cards. I need to run to Target.
I think actually they had like a collection of other stuff, but I think it said it was like they were owned by people who work for the museum.
Oh,
so it was a bunch of like random fantasy stuff, like D&D and like Gandalf hat and like the
they were
sword.
Like calling their employees out. They're like, we know y'all are a bunch of nerds.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have you
one day, my deck. Your time will come.
We should use it for like maybe the next time we read.
I bet watch them be the sweetest cards ever.
They probably are.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna quickly wave this over our incense.
Here, let me blow on it.
Devin is cleansing with her breath of life, and then I'm going to pass them to Madison. So if you will tell us about kind of your question, the situation around your question, we like to keep things kind of like
transparent.
Yeah, like very open. Like if you can give more details, that helps us to like interpret things. Because like we are not psychically developed, so it's not like, you know, it's a thing where like I'm going to hold back things and like see if they're right or whatever. It's like, you know, we're just interpreting the cards. We're taking the cards, looking them up in the book, and telling you what they are. So it's like for all of us to get a better understanding.
In the hope that, you know, one day Kristi and I, and hopefully you, if you're listening from day one, thank you very much. You can learn with us. That's what I wanted to say.
Open our third eyes.
Yeah, mine's calcified at the moment.
I don't even know if I have one.
I know.
But okay, yes. So shuffle the cards. Tell us what's going on. What do you want to have read? What's your like question or what's the vibe?
And put some of
around
your
it?
energy into that too, into your card shuffle. Like think about your question when you do it.
Okay. So I've never actually like had any sort of future telling done.
Oh, fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what's your like, are you like a skeptic? Like where are you on the spectrum of like thoughts about it?
I feel like, you know, I have a scientific mind, so I'm willing to believe anything if presented with evidence, but also like, I don't know, I feel like the future is not really ours to know to some extent, but also like if this sort of activity sort of clarifies your thoughts, and like helps you focus, I think that can be like very spiritually beneficial, kind of like meditation in a way. I'm an avid meditator and prayer.
Yeah. Yeah, the prayer.
Prayerful person. I'm an Episcopalian, which is a type of, it's a Christian.
Woman of God.
Yeah, it's a Christian denomination. But like also like it's pretty chill. I don't think anyone would care. It's not like I'm like worried that people are going to be like devil worship or anything like that. But like the priest at my church like has a drum circle and talks about it a lot.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Like what's the capacity?
I should have chosen my gold deck.
Your
gold deck.
Oh,
It's fine.
the one where there was a punt. Oh, Madison knew what a punt was.
What's a punt?
It's like you say it.
Okay, so like, you know, those little boats that look kind of like canoes and someone like stands at the front and has like a stick and they like
in a in like the Venice canals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's called a gondola in Venice, but if you do it in like just little freshwater rivers, especially like I think like Cambridge or Oxford is associated with this, it's called a punt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Literally.
When did we mention a punt?
I think it was like our first Witchy and Whining about it. We had our like gold and silver cards and we were reading a description and then we were like, a punt?
Oh.
I am like really struggling to shuffle these cards, y'all.
That's
It's
okay.
Very good. This is not a visual medium.
Your question.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
let's get to it.
Wait,
then
first, I just want to say I feel like you have very long, elegant, like piano fingers, like piano playing hands.
she
Thank
always
you.
has had.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
I'm
they
gonna close
very
the
much
window.
are. What? Oh yeah, close the
But
window.
can she?
Well, my long, elegant piano fingers are clumsily not shuffling this deck.
They're meant to be shuffled however you do it. You can also like wash them up.
Just mush them.
Yeah.
That's too chaotic.
Yeah, that's interesting. See, I was like, you can like mix them around like I love to do. And she was like, that's too chaotic. And I'm like, I feel
No,
that.
it's however you want to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like everybody's gonna have their vibe, but
Right.
the whole thing of why we have you like shuffle the cards and tell us your thing is so that you can infuse them with your question. So let's get down to it.
Okay, so as I was saying, I am not experienced in these matters. However, I have been listening to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've been enjoying it, and I've been learning a lot. And what I have learned is there's like 3 broad categories, and one of them is career, and that doesn't make sense for me because I love my job with my little kiddos. And one of them is love, and that doesn't really make sense for me because I'm happily married, 3 years last month.
Ooh. Congrats.
I can't believe
Is it
it's
people
been
say
3
congratulations? Is that what they do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 years. Like that's, I mean, through the whole pandemic. I remember it's crazy because the last time I saw Madison was like, it was at your wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Was this the one in Chicago?
No.
Oh.
But funny enough, you do go to Chicago.
I do frequently
weird.
go to
Yeah.
Chicago.
Like, how did you know that?
I don't.
You caught a vibe.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe Chicago's coming through for me.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like you're like on fire tonight.
Yay.
But anyway, And then there's like general, but like we are kind of thinking of moving in the next few years.
To Chicago?
No.
Ah, damn it.
Close, but no. We do love the Midwest, and like my husband has family there, and so we're kind of looking at the Midwest. My family's down south, so that's like kind of a no, but maybe. And so I guess my question is like kind of looking forward towards the move. Like, will it be sooner or later?
Ooh, I love this topic.
Yeah. That's
Because
something we
there are
haven't
so many
had.
cards that have something to do with travel.
Yeah. Or like new beginnings, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's great to know. So how is Madison's move? Like when? How soon?
Yeah.
What to expect?
Right.
Okay.
I'm feeling a little tipsy already. What is this like
Bogle.
whooshing sound? I feel like
Somebody's
doing
having
an,
like band practice.
Literally everyone in this building is choosing to be as loud as possible
Yeah.
tonight.
someone's doing an exorcism next door.
Probably.
Honestly, I hear like a whooshing that may also be like a faint scream.
People are like, I think they're having like a band practice or something, or loud music. I don't know.
Whatever.
I think you probably can hear this in the background. I think we're just gonna keep going with it.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
fuck
DIY
it.
guys. I mean,
We're in
we
a
do our
space.
best.
There
Yeah.
are other people in this world.
yeah,
We're not
Yeah,
we don't
exactly.
have a pristine soundproof studio.
yeah.
Though let's
One
manifest.
day, yeah, manifest that shit.
Okay, I think let's do our whole let's do like, you want to do Celtic Cross?
Yeah. So, I think that would be a great one to do, and I love that we're like practicing with it more and more.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big one. It's like 10 cards.
Yeah.
Okay, so Madison has just handed over the cards. Just make sure they're awake, they've been cleansed, breathed on, smoke cleansed, shuffled by Madison while talking about your question. So, we have our first card. In the first position is the reverse Ace of Cups.
Interesting. Okay.
Second is the Six of Swords.
Cool.
Then our third position is the reverse Queen of Swords. Wow, lots of swords
Yeah.
coming out. Oh my God!
more
Okay,
swords.
5. So in the 4 position is the upright 5 of Swords. Oh my
More
God! Okay,
swords.
so then in the 5 position is the 7 of Swords. And swords are the suit of that are all about like ideas, and often represent like air signs, and other things like that. In the 6th position, we have the 5 of Cups. In the 7 position, we have the Sun. That's a promising card,
yeah.
I think, in that position. The 8 position, we have the High Priestess. In the 9 position, we have the 10 of Wands. And then the 10 position is the reverse 10 of Swords. Lots of swords.
So I just looked it up, and actually, because I was very interested to know what element goes along with swords, and it's air.
Yeah, it's air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about like thoughts.
It represents our
ideals.
capacity for thinking and logic. You are correct.
Oh my gosh, and you're such a like logical, science-ly person.
It says wind can be sharp, carries messages clear and transparent. So it lets you see things plainly. Think of this element when you see swords.
Oh, interesting that it says like wind for air. I mean, I never like make that correlation. I never like think about it that way. But that's kind of a cool way to think of like, yeah that is a moving
And
air.
it can have a lot of force, yeah. And you know what I find very fascinating? Okay, this might be getting like a little too into it, and maybe this is a good thing to talk to you about because it's kind of sciencey. But like, what is sound and music but like living air?
Yeah. It's literally just molecules vibrating, right? Like,
I have no idea. Do you know?
It's waves.
It's waves.
Yeah. So like the air, well, think about it. There's no sound in space,
Yeah.
and that's because there's no air molecules to vibrate.
yeah.
So without air, there's no sound.
And they cannot hear you scream.
So like the movement that I make sound with moves the air in a way to vibrate the molecules to like make the sounds that I know how to make.
Right. And so then that air presses against the tympanic membrane inside of our ears.
This is a teachable moment right here. She just pop right into teacher mode.
And then
I love this.
Tympanic membrane vibrates little bones inside
Like
your
a little
ear.
drum in your ear. It's
Which-
like eardrum.
Oh, there you go.
That's why they're so
Another drum.
important.
And you know what's fun is those little tiny bones in your ear evolved from the jawbone of a reptile.
Wow.
Reptiles' jaws, you know how our jaw is like one bone? Theirs is like many bones. But this
Oh, that's
is,
why they can open so wide.
right. But it's not really a good design because it's like weaker.
I see. Yeah, lots more points of weakness. Interesting. But they have more force when they clamp down.
Yes.
Probably because they have more muscles, right, to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell us.
Well, remember how I said that they're diapsids? Mm-hmm. That's because they have these 2 holes in their skull, and those are for like muscle attachment. So it's like 2 points of muscle attachment as opposed to mammalians, which are synapsids, which only have 1 point of muscle attachment.
This is incredible.
I'm
I love
sorry.
this.
I know you say diapsid, and I'm just like, I did not.
Us two Aquarians over here, like, yeah, totally.
Doing the arts where we're like, well, I don't know, one brain cell in my whole mind.
I'm like, accountant who? I don't what?
Okay. Let's get back to the cards.
Okay.
So, very interesting spread. Check out our Instagram to see this spread. Lots of swords, some cups, a little wand, a little sun.
Little sun shining
Very
there.
very interesting. How I just can't believe all the like swords just came out like that.
That's very interesting. to
So
me, too.
first position, Devin, do you want to explain?
Yeah, this covers you and describes your immediate concern.
Okay, so this is going to be kind of talking about the whole situation about moving, I guess, because you want to know like if you're going to be moving sooner or later. So we have the Ace of Cups and in reverse, and so this is about depletion and disappointment. So it's saying the reverse Ace of Cups in your reading could signify feeling empty or, it's like a reversed cup. Like feeling empty or depleted and in need of self-care. It can also indicate feeling disappointed by a relationship that did not work out as planned. Ultimately, when the Ace of Cups is reversed, look within to nourish yourself emotionally. Huh.
Well,
Does that resonate in any way?
I mean, yeah, like it's summer and I'm a teacher, and last year was like incredibly challenging for teachers all over everywhere, at least in the United States. And so like I do need self-care, so maybe the cards are telling me like don't even worry about this move. It's like at least a year away, like just focus on you.
You have been like traveling around recently too, right? Like maybe just like you just going around everywhere. You need to like chill, have your summer.
Well, my card says this may not be the right time to try something new, but this is like your immediate concern, and you're like immediately not doing a new thing, right? I don't know.
Or I don't know. Are you doing something new?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, no hamster, right?
No hamster.
True. It was like laughs about it or something. Can't remember what it said.
It says you may experience delays,
Oh.
or you might feel uninspired or stifled in any way.
Okay.
So this like might be something that you're feeling currently. Yeah. So does that speak to you in any way?
Maybe.
Okay.
Here's the incense.
I'll take it.
Okay. Let's see if the other cards like give us a clear picture or clarify.
Okay, this crosses you, the next card, the 2 spot, and describes obstacles facing you.
So this is a 6 of Swords, and the 6 of Swords says, and this I guess I'm just going to count it as upright. It's all about moving forward, embarking on a healing journey.
Okay.
Moving forwards means finding peace in the present while maintaining hope for the future. Trust that the worst is behind you. It says the 6 of Swords offers a welcome reprieve from conflict, asking you to guide yourself towards release both mentally and emotionally. This card can be interpreted literally or figuratively, since the action of a healing journey may take place within you or may be tied to a physical journey undertaken to give yourself distance and space. If this card does signal travel, the trip you will take will be beneficial for you and an important element of your healing journey. Let me see if so in maybe a personal or spiritual lens, it says, you've reached a new level on your spiritual or healing journey, and you are now moving into a period of peace after much struggle. An upcoming move or some travel plans will do wonders for your flagging spirit. I mean, do you feel like your spirit is flagged?
I mean, yes, and I'm very stubborn. And so, like, as everyone at my work was, like, quitting and being psychotic and, like, just, so much drama, I was like, okay.
Wait, give us the spark notes of the drama, just so we get a little bit of, you don't have to, you don't have to spill it all, but, just
Very shell of the nut.
Okay, well,
shell of the nut.
I work at a charter school, and so charters are cool because, like, they can do experimental things, but they're, like, super unstable, and this one is very, very unstable. And so, like, pretty much maybe over half of the teachers, like, quit throughout the year. And, like, if you're,
wow.
Yeah, if you're not a teacher, it's, like, it used to be, like, this huge faux pas to quit, except during the summer. And now, like, folks are just, like, quitting left and right. I personally lost my teaching partner, which is, like, the person who I share my students with. We're, like, the two parents, basically, of these kids. I lost my teaching partner once, and I lost my content area partner. So that's the other person.
That's a lot.
Teaches math science. I lost that person twice in 1 year.
Oh my God. You're like the one person these kids got.
Yes.
That sucks.
It was, yes, and that's kind of a joke because the school doesn't let us say but. We'd have to say and. So anyway, yes, and it did suck, and I loved my new teaching partner.
That's good.
And I feel like it was really kind of cool to be like this important person in the kids' lives and to like give them stability and like be an adult for them. And that was like really special in that way because like we got really close and like, yeah.
That's great.
There were tears.
Oh, I mean, I know that this is not, it's like funny how the cards are sometimes. It's like you ask for something about like moving, but then it also like brings in this other stuff that is like, it's like you didn't ask for it, but it's here.
Well, my book says that this it's the Six of Swords, suggests smooth sailing ahead. As you leave behind the trauma and sadness of the past, you're embarking on a new path, and the changes you make now are based in wisdom you've gained through suffering.
It sounds like maybe it's time to move. And it says,
sometimes this card symbolizes a journey, either of a physical or a spiritual nature, perhaps a vision quest.
A vision quest, damn.
I think more of a physical nature.
Yeah, I mean, you asked about move, and it's literally saying, like, move.
Move. But it says this is the obstacle, so the move is the obstacle facing you, too.
Maybe it's the question of whether to move now or later.
It's the hump that you have to get over. Move or no move.
Yeah, or, like, when's it going to happen? Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's see would you go down now?
Up.
Okay, so now in the 3 position.
It's what crowns you and is known to you objectively.
Okay, this is the Queen of Swords in reverse.
Queen of Swords reversed.
So this is what's known to you and crowns you.
It's reversed?
Yes.
Okay. When the Queen appears reversed, you may feel trapped, limited, unable to speak your own truth. She can indicate disappointments at work or home, broken promises, hopes she didn't manifest. You may feel like you haven't been given a chance to show your stuff, or you've been handed a punny piece of the pie.
Puny?
Puny piece of the pie. Puny? Perhaps you can't move beyond a loss, or your emotions are interfering with your judgment.
Damn. Yeah, mine is pretty much saying, like, the reverse is, like, delayed endings, hanging on to the past. It's all about, it's like refusal to let something come to an end. Remind yourself that it's perfectly fine to let go and move on.
Yada, yada.
Interestingly, it says try not to delay the abundance that awaits you. So it sounds like something
you're going to... very interesting,
Yeah,
actually.
like it sounds like you might be... I mean, it aligns with our 2-position card where it seems like something good is coming, but it seems like, I mean, you had maybe a rough year.
Yeah.
And this is like things that you know. Would you maybe agree that... I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's like on the nose as much as it felt like the boat with swords in it.
The 6 of Swords.
Yeah. That felt very on the nose because, like, at least I I hope the worst is behind me because last year sucked. But
yeah. Can it get any worse?
Oh.
Let's knock on wood. Knock on wood. We're knocking.
But like maybe the idea is like maybe there's abundance with the move and like don't delay it.
Yeah, I mean maybe. Well, let's look at the other cards because I feel like we need a little more clarity still.
Okay. So
we're down to the 4th position,
which is this lies beneath you and describes the foundation of the concern or past influences affecting the situation. It can also show what's unknown about the situation.
Okay, this is the 5 of Swords.
So it's an unknown, and it's upright. And okay, the number 5 signifies change, and this card shows a kind of adjustment after a conflict of some time. Okay, some kind. Sometimes the fight stems from ideological or spiritual differences. But the traditional deck and the Aquarian deck and some other decks, and not our deck.
I don't know what an Aquarian deck
shows
is.
A soldier on the battlefield at the end of a fight. The card asks, have you won or lost? It seems to
This is the foundation of the issue?
Yeah, and it seems like it signifies change after a period of like trauma.
Yeah, I've got the 5 of Swords teaches you that conflict, arguments, and quarreling are a natural element of all relationships. But how you manage yourself during those moments will help you evolve. Start by understanding your triggers. Is it really that important to have the last word? What might these power struggles be trying to teach you? Other times, it's best to know when to walk away from a hostile situation. And apparently, the number 5 is about challenges and conflict.
This card may also indicate you're confused about how to proceed or suggests you need to get more info before taking the next step.
Oh.
We definitely need more info. Because we're like, maybe a move sometime to somewhere.
Yeah, that's the question
pretty
cards.
big.
Where we will do some job.
Yeah.
The next card's going to be like Miami.
Oh my gosh, imagine though. Okay. I feel like still need a little more clarity cards. What's going on? What's the full picture?
5 spot. This is behind you and describes past influences again, now fading away. And this is the 7 of Swords.
Okay. And it's upright.
So it suggests, and this is behind you, a tricky situation in which things are not completely clear. You may be formulating a plan, but you don't have all the information you need, or the plan.
Wait, you were just saying you have information.
Or the plan may be risky and could backfire. This card represents surreptitious action and advises diplomacy. Another consider making a change in my book. Yeah.
What does it say?
Consider making a change.
Oh, it literally just says consider making a change. Mine says in a general sense, the 7 of Swords warns of possible deception and lying. Either someone is being dishonest with you or you may have been lying to yourself about something. This card can also represent a strategy or manipulation tactic you're using to get something you want rather than being open and upfront about your needs. There is always an opportunity to reframe the situation with honesty and frank communication as suggested by the 2 remaining swords. So ask yourself, what is the 7 swords asking you to confront? In a personal or spiritual context, you've been keeping keeping aspects of your personal life hidden, but it may be time to open up and have an honest conversation. There's someone in your life who manipulates you, steals your ideas, or wastes your time. Okay, self-deception about the truth of a relationship, situation, or behavior will only lead to more heartbreak. So this is in the past.
Yeah.
So
behind her.
I mean, did you have was somebody stealing your ideas or wasting your time or manipulating you? My God.
I mean, everybody's always wasting my time. But I can't think of anything like really specific necessarily of someone like doing me wrong. Except I guess like just like the work situation being so like insane. But that wasn't like personal. Like,
yeah, it was like, this is a spicy card.
Right?
What's
I was
going
like,
on?
But I don't know. I feel like maybe I thought like my husband and I weren't on the same page about like certain things, but like we were. I just didn't realize that.
Oh, maybe it speaks to that where
Past
it was like
conflict.
yeah,
It's not as serious as it sounds.
yeah. Okay, so the next position we have is the
Five of Cups.
the
Yes.
sixth spot. Yes, is
Oh,
upright.
and the
Five
sixth
of Cups.
spot is this is before you and describes new circumstances coming into being in the near future.
Okay, this is what we actually want to
Yeah.
know.
Five of Cups, upright. Oh my God. One of the saddest cards in the tarot.
Oh no.
I thought the Three of Hearts was the saddest.
It says one of the saddest cards
they're
in the tarot.
We both got the saddest cards of the tarot.
It says, okay, fuck, I'm sorry. Although 5 is the number of change and movement, this card suggests an inability to rise above a sadness, loss, or disappointment to move on. It could say a setback has left you feeling helpless, hopeless, and you can't see a way out of your pain. But most likely you've brought the loss or disappointment on yourself. The 5 of Cups shows you're focusing on what you lack rather than what you have, or you could have changed your attitude. Think of it as the self-pity card.
What? Your cards are so dark.
It also
Like,
says,
what's going on?
find a job you'll enjoy more.
Well,
you love your job.
I do love my job, and I could teach middle school somewhere more functional. That's an option.
Your mind says they're kind of about grief and sadness. Focusing on what has spilled will only take you so far. Move through melancholy to find your way to acceptance. The 5 of Cups asks you to acknowledge your feelings of sadness and disappointment. Go ahead and cry it out. The grieving process takes time, but it will not last forever. The 2 standing cups will be full again as you make your way out of darkness and rediscover joy, connection, and satisfaction. There is always a way out.
This is interesting. It says as a little side note, like, it may show 3 cups overturned and 2 upright, which ours does. This suggests all is not lost to the person for whom the reading is being done. Opportunities exist, but the current, what is that word? The current may be so enmeshed in sadness and self-pity that he or she can't or
see
won't see the possibilities that lead to a happier place.
The 2 empty cups that may be filled again.
Only 2 versus 3. 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
So it's going to be a painful journey.
That's what it sounds like.
Seems like you have a big hump to get over.
Yeah, but I don't know. Our next position is like the Sun, which is a really positive card.
And this describes your current state of mind. Uh-oh. So she's like chilling in happiness.
Oh my gosh,
before.
what's going on? Okay, the sun. I know it's like this happy baby with like a sun, and I think it's like all about I feel like it's about like a new like beginning-ish, or like, you know, you're like fresh to the world kind of thing. It's kind of later in the tarot.
Yeah, it is. Card
I mean,
number
in
19.
the major arcana.
This is current state of mind. Keywords: happiness, success, pleasure, self-expression, clarity, vitality. Okay, yada yada. The sun rules the zodiac sign Leo, which astrologers link with children, pleasure, and creativity. The sun card represents life itself, for the sun gives life to everything on earth. One of the most joyful cards in the tarot, it signifies vitality, confidence, achievement, attainment, and success in all endeavors.
So this is where I'm at now.
Yeah, I guess so. It says the sun reveals a clarity that comes only after we have spent time with the darkest parts of ourselves. So it's like you've conquered a bunch of shit and you're feeling good. You're feeling good about it right now. It's saying seeing the world through the eyes of a child or connecting to your own inner child is a rewarding and productive use of this card's energy. The sun offers clarity in murky situations and brings you the experience of renewed vitality and conscious understanding. Improved health is on the way, as well as return of enthusiasm for life. It says you are feeling healthier. I guess this is a very healthy card. So you are feeling healthier inside and out after overcoming a period of sadness or illness. Consider pursuing some inner child healing work, perhaps by finding a new passion or engaging in a hobby you once loved.
So this is the summer break card.
That's what it seems like. You're like, ooh,
Capitalize
this
on
is
it
like,
while you got it, yeah.
So it's a vibe.
And there is a nude baby.
Yeah, on a horse with a flag.
And it says, I have another little side note about this. It says, in pre-Christian Europe and Britain, the winter solstice celebrated the Sun King's birth. This beloved deity brought light into the world during the darkest time of all.
Oh, Sun King.
Sun King.
Which king? Anybody know? You guys know what?
Is that baby face right over there?
Sun King is? I don't know. I don't actually. What king? Which god?
I don't know. Aries?
Or like the Sun King, like the French Sun King?
No, because they said it was pre-Christian.
Europe and
okay.
Britain.
Never mind.
Cool.
A mystery. If you know, message us. So in the next position, which is our eighth
High
position,
priestess.
we have the high priestess.
8 position? 2. 2 position?
No, that's a 2 card.
Oh, sorry. 8th position. This shows the circumstances, people surrounding your situation.
Okay.
I don't know. Perhaps maybe husband also has an opinion.
We'll see. So the high priestess, and then it's upright. It's all about intuition and self-knowledge.
Okay, people around you being intuitive. Hello.
This is the high priestess, like the moon, sees through the darkness, illuminating what is hidden, reminding us that all we need to know is already within us. Connecting to the divine is an internal process. Your intuitive higher self can be channeled at any time by looking within. The high priestess urges you to clear your mind and ask your heart for the answers you seek. The answers are already within you.
Maybe that's what we're here to tell her.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah. What does your book say?
It says, it may advise paying attention to your inner world, dreams, imagination, and intuition, especially if you tend to be a logical, practical person.
Oh, shit.
Look more deeply at your hidden talents and motivations, face your shadows, and reconcile your inner life with your outer one. Upright, the high priestess suggests inner challenges are taking place, even if they haven't materialized yet. So inner challenges, something hidden is about to come forth. Yeah, like we're like dreading this, we're loving this. Something hidden is about to come.
I wish we had a visual for this. Like,
it's just me waving my hands around, really.
you like hovering over each card.
Yes. Oh, it says it can mean working in a field that uses your inner power, intuition, and wisdom, such as psychology, holistic healing, or a spiritual path.
I mean, what 7th grade teacher is not a psychologist?
True.
There we go. Yeah, seriously.
They're going through some stuff.
They really are.
Poor babies.
7th grade, man. What a time.
I do not envy it.
What was your, I mean, like, Devin and I, like, we only knew each other as, like, adults.
Yeah.
So that I'm always, like, and, like, you know, Madison and I, we've known each other as, like, pre-adolescent, like, pubescent. And, like, what were you like as, like, a 12-year-old, Devin?
It was probably annoying. No, I had a little group of terror friends, and like I was bullied like everybody else, and like it just like wasn't fun. I didn't love high school. I was like very much in like the mean girl clique.
Wait, you were in the you did the bullying, or you were bullied?
No, I was bullied by the girls in my own group.
What?
I know, it was just very twisted, and we were all always just like tattling on each other and like sneaking around and like making fun of one another. I know, look at me.
God.
It's all coming forth. But then when I was 16, I started smoking a lot of weed.
Oh my God.
In the ditch in Poets Corner.
Is that a place?
Yeah, it's a neighborhood.
Oh shit.
And yeah, I was like a little shit to my parents, but you know, not everyone has the easiest time, and I grew into a fine adult. A lot of that probably had to do with the fact that I was like a mentally ill child with like no possibility of diagnosis for the next 15 years.
Oh my God.
I know. Lots of people go through it.
Oh my gosh.
Stay strong.
Dang. If you bullied Devin, shame on you.
Yeah, shame on you. I seen your husbands. They're not that cute.
T.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I just want to add from my book for this High Priestess card in the 8 position. This is under Korean money, but I'm just going to read this. Follow intuitive urges when making financial and business decisions, even if you're tempted to investigate endlessly. Know that you have the answers rather than relying on other people's opinions. Make intuitive choices in business rather than over-intellectualizing or rationalizing. So it sounds like no matter where maybe this move or the situation surrounding the move and surrounding your job or whatever, it's like you kind of know already maybe what you're going to do.
I don't know, but this is the what spot? The 7 or the 8?
8, I think.
Before you describes new circumstance. Oh no, sorry. Circumstances and people surrounding your situation.
Yeah, so you know, I guess.
You know the circumstances. You know the tea.
Deep down, without like thinking it, being logical about it. So let's move to our 9 position. We have the 10 of Wands.
Indicates what you hope for or fear, or perhaps what you hope and fear. Okay. 10 of Wands, you say?
Yes. This is all about, and it's upright, so it's all about, oh my gosh, your cards are so sad. Okay, this is all about overwhelming burdens. Be mindful of taking on too many responsibilities. It is perfectly reasonable to protect your energy and say no. The 10 of Wands tells of burdens of responsibilities we carry, and it signals being completely overwhelmed by taking on too many tasks. Living at this level of action takes its toll on your body, nervous system, and emotions, leaving nothing for yourself or the people you love. Consider your motivations. Why are you driving yourself so hard? Learning to ask for help or delegate responsibility frees you up to put better quality energy into the things that light you up the most.
I really like this little aside my book has. It says, because typically, so we see this bundle of sticks, yes, but typically we see a man carrying the bundle of sticks. Yeah. And
it's a big bundle.
He appears to be overburdened with the weight, yet he knows he is not far from the town he is walking towards. It indicates someone who has just finished a harvest and is struggling to bring the fruits of his labors to the local market.
We do have a little, I don't know if you can see, there's like a tiny little house in the distance. And
so it's hard work coming to fruition, or will come to fruition, even though the struggle is real.
Yeah, it says don't burn yourself out, though.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the teacher card.
Yeah, literally, like you're carrying the weight of the world and the future generations.
And you probably have a stick to beat the children with. Just kidding.
Just they kidding. Outlawed that last year.
I don't believe in capital punishment.
Last year.
Laughs nervously.
Sorry.
Devin may or may not have been caned.
No, I did go to a Catholic school as a girl.
Did they do that?
No, but we heard stories of people like older than us. Like our parents would say they used to throw erasers at us and like things like that. Like chalkboard erasers.
Oh, I was like a little rubber eraser.
No. Ow, those would hurt. You get one of those in the eye.
Like it's like a rubber bullet.
Yeah, seriously. Literally. Okay, okay, let's look at the last card, and then let's kind of look at everything as a whole and see what kind of story. Maybe, like, Madison, you can illuminate
likely future outcome.
Okay, so this is a 10 of Swords in reverse.
10 of Swords reversed. Okay, let me see. Oh, here. I got it. 10 of Swords reversed. No. Suggest that you're unwilling to take the steps that will move you to a better place. Perhaps you're deceiving yourself or you're stalling due to fear, but delaying only makes things worse. Stop making excuses and choose a course of action. So you like asked it a question and then it's like, get over it. Like, choose.
Well, it's like, it looks like you know what you need to do. Just go do it.
Yeah.
It like says, mine says like delayed endings, hanging onto the past. That's another card that was like something about hanging on to the past.
Yeah.
It says the reverse 10 of Swords in your reading can signify a refusal to let something come to an end. Remind yourself that it is perfectly fine to let go and move on. Clinging to the past prevents the emergence of a new beginning. Try not to delay the abundance that awaits you. Are you clinging on to anything that you know of?
I mean, I guess like maybe I could potentially cling on to staying when we should like go.
Seems like there's a lot to say that's moving, like telling you to move forward or like make a decision or like get over the hump of stress.
I don't know, it's really interesting because it seems like it's like things are gonna be okay, like with this whole 5 of This music in the background is like.
Sorry, y'all. Get some room tone at the end.
Yeah, this 5 of Cups is like, it's like, while there's 3 that are, while it's kind of seems all bad, like all your shit's pouring out, but then there are the 2 that are up and ready to catch the rain when it comes. The abundance,
yeah. There's so much about like a negative something that you have to, yeah, that you have to get over.
Like I look at just look at all of the like these numbered sword cards. They're all kind of like one thing versus another, like one thing on one side and one thing on another side.
Take a picture too.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture right now. I don't know. What do you think as someone who's like, this is your first tarot card reading, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. It seems so sad and bleak. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's not that bleak because like if you had like just described for me in just like basic facts what this year would look like, it would be like, oh God, no. Mm-hmm. But like having lived through it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it was so full of love and joy and like so many blessings and like so many fabulous people in my life. And like, so I feel like that's why I say like, it's not really for us to know in a way. Like, and also like, I don't know, there's this story my dad likes to tell that's like I guess it's like a Chinese parable. I don't know where he picked it up, but it's that like basically like you don't know what's good or what's bad. So there was like this guy who had a son and everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's so great you have a son. And he's like, you don't know what's good or what's bad. And then like the son grew up and the army took him away to be in the army. Mm-hmm. And so everyone was like, oh no, this is so terrible. If you had had a daughter, like they wouldn't have taken her. And so it's bad you have a son. And then he's like, you don't know what's good or what's bad. And then the son comes home and he is like okay, and they're like everyone says like, oh, it's so good, and the dad says like, you don't know what's good and what's bad. And then like the son is like a criminal and like brings shame on the family.
God. So he went to war, did good, and then came back and did bad.
Yeah. And like so, but like basically like the village keeps like reacting to these circumstances, and the father just keeps saying like, you don't know what's good and what's bad because like you don't know what the outcome is. So like something really horrible could happen, but like it ends up like having blessings attached and things.
Yeah, it's like I don't know which card it was, but it was like, something needs to like end. To while it's sad that something ends, it means something else will begin. I mean, that's, you don't know what's good or what's bad.
Yeah, it seems like there's
Confucius say.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot to say here, that maybe there's a difficult situation to kind of like work through, but ultimately like the fruits of your labor, like you are still delivering them, like it'll come to fruition ultimately.
It sounds like, if I kind of look at everything that we've like sort of discussed and talked about what the cards mean, it looks like, it sounds like you maybe want to move, or you're like considering moving, right? You don't know when it's going to happen. And it sounds like there's a lot of cards about like delay. So maybe that's something that could be, a little disappointing. And like, that's something that like.
But then there are so many cards that are like, don't delay.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe it sounds like there's like a decision, and maybe even no matter what you make of the decision, it may not result in that maybe move that you want. I don't know. What do you think, Devin? Like looking at everything. This is kind of a tough nut to crack. Like,
yeah, I feel like this is one I wish I had guidance for. Like someone to ask what they think about. You know what I mean? Like someone experienced.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they might be able to interpret something that we're missing.
Ooh, let's do an oracle card too.
Okay.
For some little clarity. And I have the Wild Guanyin Oracle. Okay.
I have Sacred Vision Oracle.
Let's do both. Let's do one from each.
Okay.
That can help like clarify something. So, okay, we want to ask give us some clarity on Madison's reading, and what to do. Like, is she gonna move, or what? Like, what's gonna happen?
Wait, ask the Book of Answers again.
Okay, here we'll have
Book of Answers.
We'll have Madison ask the Book of Answers.
Okay, Book of Answers. I forgive you about the hamster.
It laughed in your face. I cannot believe it.
What's the deal with this move? Setting priorities will be a necessary part of the process.
Another vagueness, like of a hump or a hurdle to overcome. like a priority
Yeah.
to set
Weird.
because there's multiple things going on.
So I am pulling an oracle card from Wild Kuan Yin Oracle. I just pulled the Snow Shepherdess. So the Snow Shepherdess, I come to you with news of unexpected life. Something that seemed once impossible without energy or hope of success is coming to life. Not only is this an unexpected happening, but it will be taking place when you think it least likely. I will come with the decree that life shall have its way no matter what circumstances appear to dictate, and in the midst of great loss, scarcity, or denial of life, a blessing of abundance, fertility, and new beginnings will be given.
That's the second card about fertility too.
Well, one of the reasons we're thinking of moving is because we do want to start a family.
Maybe it says right here you will have a fucking gift of unexpected life. You're gonna suddenly be like, I'm pregnant.
Maybe that's the hurdle to be overcome.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna just read the guidance section out of my little guidebook for this oracle card. Out of apparent emptiness, something surprising and beautiful is going to happen.
A new house.
Maybe new house, new baby, new everything, new job, all of it. The Snow Shepherdess is an omen of the most unlikely sort of success. Have hope in the face of what may seem hopeless. The divine is helping you, and the situation will be sorted out according to a greater cycle and higher wisdom. This will be for your benefit. You do not have to force an outcome here. It will happen naturally according to divine blessing and divine timing. Interesting.
It sounds like there's going to be some tough times,
Yeah.
but it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's like let it, slide off
it
your
go.
back, and then it's going to be okay.
Let it go.
Exactly.
Let it go.
Can't hold it back anymore.
If your card says the opposite, I
Baby's
don't
crying.
want to hear it.
Yeah.
No, it also was kind of like, not bleak, but like for every action you take, there is a reaction, a cost. It's all about that balance. And
You know what science says.
where
With
your
every
world is concerned,
whatever, you get
yeah,
the
reaction, much of a
reaction.
reaction. Where your world is concerned, the action must measure the fragility of the item and the realization that there is only one unique and irreplaceable. So it talks about like going to a pawn shop and like pawning an item that is priceless and like you want to get back but you can't.
Like the gift of the Magi.
Yeah. And it says we lose family, talents, and lovers and ideals in this great exchange. We don't think about how selling out eventually breaks us into pieces.
Whoa.
And it says, on the other hand, if what you sold could be redeemed, who would be the redeemer? If the cost is a broken you, is the redemption a restored you? Is it possible that you've been whole all along but lack the loving eyes to see it?
That's trippy.
Yeah.
Whoa, yours is like okay. Let's just like break it down for the people who are not going to check our Instagram for these pictures.
You
So
should.
the Snow Shepherdess is like we have like a young girl, and she is just kind of like on this like snowy plain, and she's all like bundled up with like a stick, and there's like
There's power in her stance.
yeah, I feel like she knows what she's doing. She's like she's seen it all before. She looks determined actually. And then for Devin's giveaway card, you break it, you bought it. Wow. It's like a freaking what is this? Like a crow
With an egg?
holding like an egg by a string, but it's like cracked open and there's a feather. Mm-hmm. It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Mm-hmm. You were
The
both.
egg.
You were both the whole time. That's what the card said.
Wait, we have a definitive
did
answer.
But how? Can you explain that? Like in science, like whatever is scientifically known? Because I don't know, and I don't really like think about.
I would think that some like reptilian thing born the egg, which
That
eventually
became the chicken?
evolved into a chick.
Right. So birds are actually avian reptiles.
Like the dinosaurs.
Yes.
Okay.
yes, like the T-Rex.
Yes.
I'll allow it.
I
I don't want to hear from any paleontologists out there.
Yeah, don't add us. Don't add Madison.
Do not email. But yeah, so like reptiles evolved shelled eggs ages before birds came along, and then those little birds just did their thing for like millions of years before chickens were created.
Oh.
I mean, not created, but like,
I wonder why they became
artificially.
fat eventually, like fat and stubby-legged.
Because humans created them.
We were like, we
through
want you to be fat and
What is
artificial
the
selection.
What does the natural organic chicken look like?
That's a good question. I would imagine maybe like a pheasant
Like a lean.
Oh, gamey.
or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know
Wow.
what
a
exactly humans like domesticated them
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. Fucking T-Rexes.
Just a direct.
Yeah, like they're like, oh,
Direct
come on,
line.
T-Rex.
T-Rex on a leash.
They were like, raw, and then soon they were like, raw. That's exactly what happened, guys.
And people were around at the same time
Yes.
as T-Rexes.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
Really?
No.
Oh, shit. I was excited. I was like, that was like a whole, that opened up a whole realm of possibility beyond Jurassic Park. And you guys just snatched it away from me.
It's not true. Don't listen, Devin.
Whatever. I'm going to take my time machine back to those times. That's me
Okay.
skirting up in my machine. Skirt, skirt.
I'm going to the dinosaurs.
I would just love to see them. I know I can just like go and look at like a hippopotamus or like an elephant.
Oh my gosh, actually, you should go to the La Brea Tar Pits.
I have been. I love it.
No, but like the museum where they show all the like, they have like a whole little like elephant, what is it, proboscoid section or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. Wait, before we wrap it up, I wanted to do a little show and tell with the book that Madison has.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Oh yeah, did we even talk about this at the beginning?
I don't know, but Madison has a book that her and Kristi.
From ye old childhood.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah, so this is...
I recognize this book.
Did
I
you have
feel.
this book?
I don't know. It's called The Fortune Telling Book. Reading crystal balls, tea leaves, playing cards, and everyday omens of love, specifically, and luck. Wow.
It's such a cool book.
I'm
Like,
going
it
to
feels
open
great.
to the page that's randomly selected in here.
What is it?
There's notes on it. Like,
No, they're like from the author. I didn't write
It's
on it.
cool.
oh, okay.
But I like that vibe, you know? It has that like little grimoire.
We
like,
should try this on a Witchy and Whining About It, Kristi. It says, to see the future in a teacup. You and your friend should drink as far down to the grounds or leaves as you can. You need to leave just enough liquid to allow the leaves or grounds to swirl around in the cup. Both of you should then turn your own cup 3 times, moving in a counterclockwise direction. Then carefully turn each cup upside down on a soft saucer to drain. Leaves or grounds left in the saucer can be read after you finish reading what's inside the teacup. Peer into it, blah, blah, blah. Peer into it. You can move the cup around. Remember these tips. Symbols close to the handle or events, whatever. It's just like reading teacups and like text omens for, this is cute.
I know, this is such a cool book. Like, I mean, do you remember if it's like for kids or you just like...
No, I don't think so.
You're
If
like,
you are
ooh, magic.
engaged in a
Yeah.
battle of wills, you may have to strike a compromise. That's important life knowledge.
To compromise when
Yeah.
when you're at a standstill?
Good news in April will make you feel stronger.
Oh.
It's my birthday.
Really?
True.
Candle magic, section of candle magic.
I want to say...
So, do you remember, Kristi, do you
yeah.
take this book and do you recognize the feel of it in your hands? Do
I
you
feel like
remember?
I definitely remember that it was definitely like a book that was like, it felt like it was like selling me a vibe. Like selling 10-year-old me a vibe where I was like, ooh, we're going to fucking try this hydromancy. Like, I remember we were like, whoa, what should we do? Like, let's do like some like magic. Let's just try it out. And we got this like big ass bowl of like, we went through like all your mom's mixing bowls and like got the water, filled it up.
I'm
and
sure
then we
she
put,
loved
like,
that.
some like candle. I think we made some kind of like little table like in front of your bed or something like that, or to the side of it. And then we're like, ooh, let's stare into this like water. And we're like, is it working? Is it working? And it, like just that feeling of like, is it doing anything? And being like, I guess not. And then like, I think we did try the whole like tea thing. And like, you know, you expect it to be like exactly like Professor Trelawney's scene in like Harry Potter where she's like, I see the grim. But it was just like not. I think it was just a bunch of like dots and splashes, and like maybe we didn't have like, you know, the imagination.
I think we should try it.
We should. I think you actually bought me some tea
Loose
leaf
tea?
reading.
Oh, I did.
kit.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and I never tried it, but I kept the like little leaflet book about like what the meanings are. So I'm like, maybe I should bring that in.
Cool.
We should like take some pictures of this book, this like awesome book. And I will say it was like such a cool book.
It doesn't look like used by little teenage hands at all.
I was very careful with my belongings.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. I just like that there's like little handwritten notes and like purple and like it's like a whole. It's just a full vibe. Like the font is like kind of cool. Oh my gosh, there's something about to choose between 4 lovers. Who's having 4 lovers with this book? Also, why did we as 10-year-olds have
We were probably
like
yep, that tracks.
4 lovers? Like, ooh.
I'm like, I have Benny in math class that I think is into me. There's
We looked at each other once.
Jason in chemistry, and we pass notes.
I just want to know. Okay, let's see. Questions to ask. Which of the 4 lovers will ask me out? Which of the 4 lovers will be the best lover? Which of the 4 will make me happiest? Which of the 4 lovers would be unfaithful to me?
I wonder if you can like change it to be like between
it's with
2
a deck of
lovers.
cards.
Oh, cool.
Like just like a regular, poker deck of cards.
Nice.
Let me see. It says like if you're a woman asking a question, move the 4 kings from the deck of the cards and place them face up in a row. Each king will personify a man of your choosing. So decide which king represents which man.
Well, that's just chance.
If you are a man inquiring about women in your life, work with the 4 queens.
But I will say, do you guys do this thing of like, sometimes I say like, let me just make a decision. Like if I'm having trouble making a decision about something, I'll be like, let me just make a decision so then I can know what I really want. Because sometimes I'll make a decision and then I'll feel
Like
the disappointment.
randomly?
And then
Oh.
I'll be like, all right, I know I want the other thing. And then I'll decide to do the other thing.
I can't say that I feel like I can't say that I like think that way.
Interesting.
I think I know what I want, but then I think maybe logic is like gets in the way of like it's like I know, like it's like instinct tells me something, but logic says this is the right choice, and then it's just like I think that's
battle
where
of wills.
I'm
Oh.
coming from.
It's so interesting. I like definitely like make decisions so I can feel disappointment or not.
I mean that's a very intuitive, like definitely very like intuitive, so I feel like
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like I don't know, what do you think, Madison? Have you ever done any of that? Have you ever disappointed yourself to feel the disappointment?
I don't know. I feel like I don't really like make decisions. Like it just is. Like I talk about this with my husband. Like we just like we're dating, and then like we just like live together, and then
You're like, this is the clear
Interesting.
course
right,
of action.
and then we
Like always,
got
the
married.
decision is already made. Like
Yeah, and we just like sort of step into it.
That's so
Interesting.
magical, actually. It's
Yeah.
feels very
destiny.
predestined. Yeah.
Just like drifting through life.
no,
Dancing
not
through
drifting is not the right
life.
word. More like experiencing what's happening.
Which makes it sound like we're not like extremely type A, like insane people, and we completely
Well,
are.
we're both teachers. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta be some type of way.
You got to get those kids in line somehow.
Well, you're welcome to visit my classroom anytime.
Oh my God, resident witch Devin is here. Resident Satanist Devin is here to talk about how all religions are accepted.
It's all good, guys.
Guys, Satan is not who you think he is.
Look it up on the internet.
Google it with your, and it's not misinformation. None of it is.
But do your research.
But do your research, and Satanist is
Due
really-
diligence.
Satan's princess has spoken.
They would probably think you were impossibly cool
Oh,
if you went in and said that.
Oh,
But you know what I think about, like, is like TikTok always is talking about like, it's like some trend where you're like, oh, I'm always so hard on myself, but then I remember like the person I am now is like the person when
What?
I was young I would be like comfortable with.
all right. What are we all? Matthew McConaughey?
What?
Like how he's like, my greatest inspiration is myself. 10 years from now.
All right. I mean, but I'm like, oh, I kind of think about that. I'm just like, oh yeah, I feel like 12-year-old me would be like, man, you cool or something. I don't know. What do you think, Madison? It's like having.
Yeah. What would your like past little kid selves think of you today?
I think my little kid self would think it was really cool that I was still friends with Kristi.
Cool.
BFFs for life.
Hell yeah.
I think my past self would be disappointed that I wasn't like quote unquote impressive because I wanted to like be a doctor because that was like,
Oh, sure. You want to do like surgery or something,
yeah,
right?
like there was a lot of like familial pressure and things like that. But yeah, I think past me would be pretty cool with current me.
Cool.
I don't know. You went through like a whole journey to realize that the way, because I feel like you had always wanted to impact the world, right? But in like different ways.
Yo, shaping
And that
young
doesn't-
minds is the most important
That's what
way
I'm
to
saying.
do that.
Is like teachers are so like
Undervalued.
yeah, underappreciated, and I feel like you're literally out there doing like God's work. Like,
Yes,
literally.
seriously.
And as a godly woman, you know, you literally
You are wrangling those kids, and they need to
and
be
not whipping them like Devin.
They need to be shepherded, please.
Not with a cane.
I still can't believe.
Please
Oh my
don't.
god, we have an intern at my work who I was like, "Hey, were you born after the year 2000?" And he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Fucking."
Dude, those people born in the year 2000 are like, what, 22, 23 now?
Yeah.
It's literally...
You want to hear something even more disturbing? My first students were born in the year 2000. I had so many kids named like Millennia.
Oh
Millennia?
my god,
Millennia?
And
Wow.
they're like full
That's a
adults
thing?
now. And they like try to friend me on Facebook. And I'm like, oh no.
we
Do
can
you
thank those
accept,
in
though?
between Gen X or people for that. Well, I don't know what they were doing with their names, like in between millennial and
Gen
Gen
Z?
X. So like those people be naming their kids millennia. They're not true millennials.
I was just flipping through this book, and it says something about like apple divination.
Oh yeah. I
am
tried that. I don't
so-
remember if you were with me when I
An
tried
apple
I
is
don't
my
rem-
favorite fruit.
I don't remember. What do you remember about this?
that I wasted a lot of apples.
Really? Like, do you remember what you maybe were trying to ask?
I don't actually remember.
Okay, it says, let me just like read little bits of this. So it says apple divination, to divine the location of your future partner.
I used to think that when I was young all the time. Like, where is the love of my life right now in this world?
Did you get some answers?
No one ever told me Iran.
Iran.
Yeah, no one ever said that.
Okay, well, it says in this book, to divine the location of your future partner, place an apple seed in your left hand and cover it with your right. Shake both hands, saying, apple seed, wait. Sorry, let me just start over. Apple seed of the apple tree. Tell me where my true love will be. North, south, east, or west. Apple seed, answer my request. That doesn't rhyme. I thought it would rhyme.
It does rhyme a little. Answer my request with
With west.
west.
Okay, maybe I just said it bad. Okay, it says open your palm. The direction in which the pointed end of the seed is facing is the direction in... Wait, so then you
What
have
if
to
it's
know
like-
north, south, east, west.
Yeah, what if it's very
It's a
oblong?
lot. Which way is the right way?
Also, that's very
It's the
general. Like,
pointed...
west from where? Like, what? West
just
for how long?
generally west.
What is this, Jack Sparrow? Like, what do I...
That's true. His compass does point him to
Wherever
what
he
he
wants.
wants. Yeah. Yeah. I don't
That's a
the
millennial
written note says...
reference.
Apples are ruled by the love planet Venus and can be used to predict matters of the heart. Oh,
I would say like fruit, apples, Venus, love, fruit.
but apples are not like a very sexy fruit, you know?
Yeah, but Apple. and
What is
Eve
a sexy
are
fruit?
garden-
Eden,
Please
yes.
define a sexy
Yeah.
fruit for me,
I don't know,
Kristi.
Like a
What is his
fucking-
name? Adam and
like
Eve.
an eggplant, aubergine.
Yeah, this
Eggplants, peaches.
this
Very
snake
sexy.
Are eggplants
ass
fruits?
evil aubergine.
Oh no, it's a vegetable. but you know, peaches.
Scientifically
bananas.
speaking,
Oh, are they actually fruit?
everything's a fruit. There's no such thing as vegetable, scientifically speaking.
Oh yeah, because
Isn't
like a
pizza
flower
a
and
vegetable, scientifically speaking?
Then... Said who? What
Said
science are you
pizza
doing?
scientists.
What is that? Is mayonnaise an instrument?
That's,
Oh my gosh, that's exactly
that's
what's happening
misinformation
here.
at its core. Pizza is now a vegetable.
Don't
Kids,
to
listen
us.
up.
Do your research.
It's gonna tell you pizza's a vegetable.
So I'm sure someone does say it's
No, like
pizza,
legally
but-
it is though.
Is
What?
it? Yeah, I told you.
No. Okay.
Told you so.
So it says the next one. I think these apple divinations are all about love, as it says. I guess it's a sexy fruit. I guess it's a very tempting fruit.
But although they say that the the forbidden fruit was most likely a pomegranate and not an apple.
Why did they make it? Why did they say it was an apple?
No one knows what a pomegranate is.
Oh, that's true. Maybe it's not a
I didn't in the 90s know what pomegranate was. No one was like, here, take these palm seeds and drink this palm juice. Yeah. I was all about that, like...
I was like, oh, this is sexy fruit.
Yeah, I was all about this, whatever, apple juice. I don't think
Hey, apples, though.
I don't know when pomegranates were invented, but it definitely wasn't when I was a kid.
I guess they just weren't imported. But okay, let me just, like, really quickly go through these other ones.
That's my tirade about pomegranates.
Just because you didn't know about it, it didn't exist.
That's just like how I didn't know what ramen was until I moved to LA.
That's so wild.
What?
Like,
how's that even
I knew what top ramen was, but I didn't know ramen was like
authentic.
Oh,
Japanese
like a general.
ramen.
Okay, I get that.
Okay, so it says to predict the first initial of the one you will marry, with each twist. Okay, this sounds like something we would just do with our like soda cans. With each twist of an apple stem, recite a letter in alphabetical order.
I used to do this, and when it broke off, that's the letter of the person you're going to marry.
It says the letter you reach when the stem breaks is the initial of the Christian name of the person you will marry. I guess it can't be the Chinese name. Although I guess that would be their Christian name.
Yeah.
It's just your first
just
name,
their given
right?
name, yeah.
But like, what if you do it more than once and you get more than one answer?
You're going to be divorced.
Yeah,
maybe
you have another.
Many spouses. Many.
Then you have to do the other spell with the 4 lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's something just everybody did.
Yeah.
Like with their Coke cans.
I have no memory of this.
You never did that?
No.
I feel like I always did that.
You skipped this chapter in the book.
Do you remember like MASH and like other little things where you would like draw shit and do it like a spiral and then like count or whatever?
I remember cootie catchers.
Ooh, cootie catcher.
Yeah, the little like fortune teller thing where you like you would like origami it and then you would like.
I could probably make one of those right now.
I don't really remember how to fold it. I remember those were always really fun to just make randomly. Okay, I'm gonna quickly just rattle off the next ones. To divine which of 2 lovers loves you most. This is a spicy book that assumes you have a lot going on.
Yeah. It really does. Like, very active love life.
Yeah, it says apple seeds can divine who's most deserving of you. Slice an apple in half and remove 2 seeds. Name 1 seed for one lover and the second seed for your other lover. With your fingers, press both seeds into your forehead, remembering which seed symbolizes which lover. But if you forget, you're fucked. Remove your fingers and the seeds should stay on your forehead for a few moments. The first seed to fall from your forehead represents the lover who least loves you.
Fuck this. I hate
The
this.
seed that sticks to your forehead the longest time represents the man who loves you most. Well, I was going to say, like, no wonder none of this shit worked because it's like so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's something true to this, but I feel like this feels like a certain level of witchcraft compared to like things we've read.
This feels
before.
like witchcraft in the 90s, and like Clarissa explains it all.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I haven't seen that, but like,
is that before your time too?
Yeah, maybe.
No!
I don't know. Do you know?
No.
Oh my God, you guys!
Explain. Devin explains it all.
It's when her friend and fucking this is a really popular actress, and I'm gonna fucking kill myself because I don't remember who it is. Here, let me look it up. But her friend would come and drive up through, like, get a ladder and like go up to her window and go into her window, and that's how they would hang out.
Seeds to their heads.
But that's like the very vibe this is giving me. Like,
actually, it does. It does give me very like The Craft, where it's like light as a feather, stiff as a board, like, you know, like sleepover stuff, like things that like literally we did when we were like, you know, 12 and like like hanging out.
Yeah, it's like very juvenile. I mean, like, honestly, if you actually had 2 lovers, you should just like have open communication.
No, you should stick. Oh, okay. Yeah, very 90s.
Yeah.
You should stick the seeds to your head and see which one falls off first and remember which one.
Clarissa would be doing this, and Melissa Joan Hart. That's what I meant.
I mean, it is designed in a very like 90s, early 2000s way, I feel. This concludes our episode of Wine and Divination. Thank you so much to Madison for coming. And also, so sorry that your cards were so, like, they were very sad, but also very hopeful. I mean, I don't even know if that's, I don't know, what do you think? Is that helpful to you? Like, did you get something out of this?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like a like focusing of the, like, intention and thought. So, And, we don't know what's good and what's bad.
And the Book of Answers gave us some answers as well.
That's true.
Yeah, shout out to the Book of Answers.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Carol Bolt.
Actually, you know what? Like, a lot of these cards are about letting go of something, and the Book of Answers told me that I'm not getting hamster, so maybe that's what this is all about.
No hamster. Maybe
Bummer.
something else. But
Yeah.
Your oracle cards did say some kind of new life is coming, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Mm.
We'll see.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. You can find us at wine.divination on Instagram.
And our website is wineanddivination.com for all our other socials. That includes like Discord, freaking Cash App. Make sure you check out our Instagram to check out, first of all, the spread. Also a picture of our cool new stickers that we have. And like if you
$2 a pop, y'all.
Or I mean
$5.
maybe more. I don't know.
$5
I don't know
pop.
where you are, where we need to ship it to, but
I'm
just
gonna call it
message
$5,
us and we're gonna decide
Yeah.
what it is, and we'll get it to you. And yeah.
And that's the tea.
All right.
Bye.